Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
An obscure channel on YouTube the inhabitants call Graphic Man.
How peaceful it looks.
Most effective, Your Majesty. Will you destroy this Graphic Man?
Later. I like to play with things a while before annihilation.
Graphic Man, he likes to draw stuff. Graphic Man, he's reading comic books.
Do you know how close he came to being activated this week?
None other than
Graphic Man, he streams on Wednesdays. He finds comics for us, does it with no fuss. He draws with a shaky hand, bronze age, silver age, golden age. He's Graphic Man. Graphic Man, he's just a guy from Missouri, and I'll never stop drawing till his eyes get blurry. Please, someone stop him. I'll never stop drawing. Thought it was a metaphor, but you just never stop it. Please, someone help him. It's been 36 hours. You have to stop drawing. Please stop drawing. Graphic Man, won't you think of your family? Please stop drawing. Please stop drawing. So long. I'm staging an intervention.
Just keep drawing. How much paper do you have? How much paper is there? How much paper did you start cutting down the forest?
And welcome to the most anticipated day of the week. It is Wednesday night, and I am with the fossils, and we are raring and ready to go. So good evening, everybody, and let me get rid of this. And there they can see us now. And I think I have everybody's microphone going. Good. All right, so, I forgot old Howler. I always forget somebody, Howler. All right, we are joined in the chat by Lead Paint.
Hey, Lead Paint.
Michael Dodd.
Hank.
Here's Chuck.
Hey.
And Jambo's favorite fan, Jackson Roy Kirk.
Jackson Roy Kirk.
And Miranya's here.
Miranya, yeah.
Fireball.
All right.
Eric will be here momentarily. He's out doing good deeds to his fellow citizens. And Jackson is probably very concerned about the lack of Jambo being in peril this time around. So, but
and too, the English teacher in me is. I should have told you. Misspoke. The Human Torch. He says we've got to. Should be T.O.
There's something about there's something about this one that just feels real. Like I feel like this is very natural.
Yeah.
Us in the Fantastic Four. I mean, I'm like, I believe. It's just I look at that and I believe it's happening.
I thought I got that text right off right from the book, but I'll double check it.
Spelled it too.
Yeah. No, it must have been me though. It must have been me. So, let's see.
You got a red X there, Micah.
They tell teachers not to use red ink anymore. We're supposed to use other colors because in some Asian cultures, you put red ink, it means that you're cursing them to death. So they said, teachers don't use red ink. Use purple, use black.
Yeah, Johnny Storm's very concerned about Jambo. That's why he's talking to Reed. So I'll start us off. Unfortunately, Steve couldn't be here tonight, but I want to brag on him. He sent me this in the mail.
Oh, nice.
It's a good old smiling Jack.
Yeah.
Good little spine. Or here, I'll fly him upside down. So, anyway, I appreciate that, Steve.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
And I thought I'd show just a few Charlie Brown books. I like the old style Snoopy.
Yeah, looks more like a real dog.
Oh man, yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Speaking of dogs, I'm glad Drusilla got her cone off.
Oh yeah. That was the first one I bought.
This is your life?
Yeah, it's probably 4 or 5. Kids today have no idea who Charlie Brown and Snoopy are. I think that it's just everywhere in our culture, but they really don't. They don't watch Charlie Brown Christmas.
No.
They play Fortnite.
They don't deserve Charlie Brown. They don't deserve Peanuts.
You see the books are starting to get a little newer.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that one.
And more sports. Oops. All right. Now, here is a 2-part nice little gold key run that hopefully anybody could get.
Oh, yeah.
This is Gold Key Champion. Their logo is right in the middle. It only lasted 2 issues. And so if you're getting a Space Family Robinson run together, you might want to also grab this one.
Is that the real first appearance of Rocket Raccoon?
There it is. right after the Beatles song. And here is issue number 2. It was a Mighty Samson. There's the Gold Key Champion logo.
Show his face. He looks like he's deformed. He looks like Mr. Sardonicus. Wow. He's angry.
It looks like he ought to have an Austrian accent. I don't know why.
And it's a good thing the Howler's here. I happen to have he has taken this guy to jail. Nice little jail in the bottom corner there.
And I tell you what, that's when they built cars to last, man. Pick a car up by the fender. Good days. Good days.
And number 106.
Smoke 'em peace pipe.
And recently, Jambo got a Mighty Samson number 1. And Jambo, I just got Dagar number 16. I now have the complete run.
Oh wow,
Dagar! So,
congrats, man!
Check out that little skull on the top there.
That's a nice cover.
Looks like he's about to do some haircut with the sword.
And you guys like painted covers, right? So
yeah.
Does this count? It's a painted cover. So I don't know.
Salvador, that's a Salvador Dali variant, So
Eric's checking in. We'll see him shortly, hopefully. All right. Let's run to the good doctor here.
All righty. Well, we got a nice little stack to start off here. We're going to be all over the spectrum. We're going to start out probably with the most modern book I'll show tonight. I think it's from the 90s, Archie Comics. And it's Hanna-Barbera Presents number 8, but it's got Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles with a little homage to Fantastic Four.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then we got, let's see, some Charlton here. We got Billy the Kid number 80. Little Atlas Comics number 1 with Western action starring Kid Cody, gunfighter, and the Comanche Kid.
Nice.
And let's see, we got Ghost Manor number 3 here.
Hey.
The noose cover, yes.
The waiting noose. Dun dun dun. No noose is good noose.
No.
And then we got Dell with I mean, you gotta have this in your collection. I don't know what number it is though. Didn't put it on there, but we got the Mighty Heroes. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
That's just so on the nose. It's fantastic. Just, you know.
Oh, we got Strange Suspense Stories number 1.
Ooh. Very good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we go back to some Gold Key here with the Green Hornet and Kato.
All right.
Of course, they had a little addition to both their mouths. But somebody took a pen to it. But
that's a Salvador Dali variant.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
The stash, yeah.
Oh man, I gotta put that in a better Milo. We got the Phantom.
Ooh, very good.
Man,
this covers on this Phantoms are all good. I'm just telling you.
Did some really nice ones, man. Whoop. And we got a little Conga's Revenge.
Nice.
And then we got some King with their version of the Phantom.
Oh, that's a boat.
What's that?
Oh, the top image, I was like, what is he riding? And I was like, oh, it's a boat. Okay. Yeah.
And we got Mandrake the Magician. And back to some more Gold Keys. We got Judge Colt.
Wow.
Kaboom. And a little Mars Patrol. I think this is number 3.
Cool.
And Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom.
Oh.
And we got Harvey Thriller, Giant Size, The Spirit.
Very nice.
Nice square bound. Love those. And gotta have some Tower Action series here with Dynamo.
Wow.
These like that red color. And then to round it out, we're gonna finish up with some more Thunder Agents, but this was done in a magazine format by JCP, JC Comics Group, and it had new stories in it.
Oh wow!
It's a magazine style. Not very thick; it's pretty thin, but still, it's pretty neat. Anytime you could see the Thunder Agents, and it was like, yeah, I'll grab that.
Were the interiors color?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've read that. Let's open it up and find out. Got a little extra time. Nope, it's black and white.
So it really is kind of magazine. Cool.
Yep. Yep. So.
Huh.
Yep.
Wally Wood inside.
Some I think is. Let's see.
I wonder if those are in the archive editions DC put out.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, it says created by Wally Wood, but it says plot and pencils by Lou Manna, Mark Teixeira.
Whoa.
Pat, and I don't know, Gadrisis. That was in the. That's just the first story. Pat Gabrielle. So it doesn't have like a splash page that lists all of them. So
Wow.
got to go down through. Let's see. Yep, Pat Gabrielle, Mark Teixeira. So that almost looks. If I can get it. Which one are we looking at here?
Almost looks like the Hulk there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Look at that one. That looks
That's
like
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, it's not very thick, but it's almost like a British style that they used to do. You know?
Yeah.
And JC Comics Group, not Tower.
Yeah.
Huh.
JCP. It says JCP features. So, all right, there we go for the first round.
All right, Howler, you ready?
Sure, man. So I'm probably going to go straight through. We're traveling for work. I'm in Northern Virginia, but the problem with traveling for work is I actually got to work. So I was able to hit one or two places along the way. So I followed Justice League all the way like for five straight years when Demantes and Giffen was doing it. And for some reason, this one keeps disappearing on me, number 32 with the vampire children all over Batman. Apparently, I think people just think that's a cool image. I picked up this Gen 13 because on the back of it, it's got the first appearance of Planetary on it in a flip book. I'm working on a whole complete second set to get that, go ahead and get it bound. So I can have something unique in my collection there. I got a little Peacemaker and Creeper and all them taking on Eclipse, but it doesn't end well for them. These are like filler issues for me. They get better, folks. Hold on, they get better. Okay. And then I'm working my way up. The Marvel Age. I got this one, man, because this is like, I was like 12 years old or something when I saw the Sienkiewicz advertisement in the books, letting you know that he's coming. So when I saw this Marvel Age for less than $1 with that, I'm actually probably going to like frame this and stick it on the wall somewhere. Just one of those images. Filling in the Authority books. I don't know if you guys read the Authority back in the 2000, 20. I can't believe this was like over 20 some years ago now. And then there's only like 12 of these books. One was like an 8-issue miniseries, and then I think a 4-issue miniseries came out, and it had a nice charm to it. I'm hoping I still have the first 4, but I grabbed this because I haven't really seen it in my boxes for a while. But it's a Delgado. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's a little Jim Strand, I think is his name. He dabbled in comics for a little bit. I think he's actually done some sci-fi little pulp novels and stuff. But these are sci-fi witty adventures of a dog-like humanoid. This called Delgado. There's only like 12 of them, and there's like a little fan following. It's sort of like if you whip out a Delgado, you always had somebody in the crowd going, "Oh yeah, I remember that," And then a little Resurrection Man #1. I grabbed this. Now these were 80 cents a piece. These little antique booths and stuff. It seems like everybody had some kind of weird sale going on. 20 cents, 20% off of their dollar books. One guy was like 40% off. But what I liked about this is that it's not called a hologram. I can't think what it's called, but it goes to a skull, to a man, to a
lenticle.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And I've never really read Resurrection Man, but I had a ton of my friends trying to get me to do it. And I found it, Jackson Geist does the art in this, which I think is fantastic. And he's a very good artist because it's very subtle. He's Resurrection Man. Every time he dies, he gets a new power. He comes back. He's immortal. And the first thing to do is the open and splash page is the Jesus Christ pose, which I was like, oh, he is an artist. And then I like how he just keeps holding it through there. So that, there might be a little, that actually might be worth reading. I don't know. I never got these, so I found them all in one place. I just got to get number 1 and number 5. But this is like, I don't know what year this was, like 2005. They got the team back together, Giffen DeMantis and Kevin McGuire, and they did the team formerly known as Justice League. So I'm hoping these are still funny, but this sickens me. I hate having anything with a Booster Gold cover in my collection. And I always wanted to tell Ted Cord to get away from Booster. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're a kid when he has that bad friend, and anything you do is just going to drive them together, It's sad. And then I'm probably going to get these. This is when, Marvel gave up in the 90s and just handed some of their books to Image. So they were like, can you do something with these? So this is Avengers number 5, but this is the variant cover. I figure for 80 cents, why not? But that's okay because now I had the variant Sunburst cover for when Kurt Busiek and George Perez came on. I think I have all of this run, but I never had these covers. When they did Heroes Reborn, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, who was the other one? Hulk and this guy, Iron Man or something. Anyway, they had a bunch of them with this Sunburst cover on them. And this is an interesting one. I don't know why, but I was all over the Mark Waid, Mike Varengo run of Fantastic Four that they did in the 2000s. And Johnny Storm actually became a hero of Galactus. And I think it was Reed. They did something to where they took away the cosmic power from Johnny and Galactus, to kind of free him. And they took away that's Galactus crawling out of his armor because the cosmic power of Cosmic was taken away. So that's what Galactus looks like.
I thought he was taller.
Yeah. Galactus is supposed to be, he looks like whatever race is looking at him through their perception. He looks like a giant scroll to the scrolls and stuff, right? And I can't believe I found this for 80 cents. Back when Marvel was sort of getting fancy, they had like the last Avengers story, they had the Marvels, and this is Ruins. This is one of the most depressing comics you'll ever read. It's like the exact opposite of Marvels. This is like radiation actually deformed and killed people and stuff. Just all the worst stuff that could have happened. And I guess Ward Ellis was just in a bad mood when he did this. But it's a kind of fancy cover. You raise off the cover, and you just have the art there, and Runes is on like a animation cell. I can't remember what you call that, but yeah, 80 cents. I was like, well, that's wild. And one of the things I've been talking about over the last year or two is that with a lot of modern comics, the way, if you have something great out there you like reading, that's fantastic. But there's a lot of stuff been going on for the last 7 years where the new universe is actually starting to look good. But this completes my DP7 run, which I have a Star Brand and DP7 I got a soft spot for. And who was it? Ultraverse, Malibu, and Marvel came together. And of course, we know Marvel ended up buying them up. But this is part 1 of a 2-part crossover that was like really fantastic. This is the one that the people from the Ultraverse, that company, put out. But if you get the second part of it that I have at home, Ultra Force Avengers, that one is by Warren Ellis and George Perez, and is one of the greatest comic books I have ever read, for real, with all the stuff they were able to pack in there.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. It's a reference.
I saw the one with the one they did with Thor, the crossover with Thor.
Yeah.
I saw that, but
yeah, this was at a time when they were doing amalgam comics, and then like everybody was like merging their universe. They had Valiant Image merge their universe. You had Marvel and DC do amalgam. So this story leads up to them doing that with the Avengers and the Ultra Force universe. They brought in other worlds. George Perez packed so much in on his part that he did. Yeah, it's one. I mean, that Warren Ellis. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I gotta go hunt those down.
The only one, like I said, the only one I think you really need to read is the George Perez Warren Ellis one. But there's like this part and a prequel, I think, just if you want to be a completist. I've never read this, but like I said, I got it because it's got a George Perez Requiem cover.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And here's some stuff. We finally got to a few cool things here. Well, let me show my Legion book. I need 2 or 3 more books to have this complete Baxter series of Legion. But now I'm down to needing 5 because the last 3 books that I bought to fill in the gap, when I got them home and rebagged them, pure mildew. And I'm like, we just can't have that. So this is a replacement copy. But I'm telling you, the 80s Legion is just good stuff. I mean, if you're not into it by now, So here's the more interesting things I found. And looking at these were 2 of them were $1, and 2 of them were $1. The rest of them were 80 cents. But I couldn't believe this. I found Twisted Tales #1,
wow.
Corbin, 80 cents.
I remember those.
I was very happy to find this. I mean, it's not going to blow anybody away or anything, but it's got a guy that he's an artist that I don't understand why people don't talk more about. So maybe he didn't put out a lot of artwork, but it was a guy named Tim Conrad. And he just had this great photorealistic style that puts me in mind of like Al Williamson and stuff like that, So with Corbin. And then I fell down when I saw this, and I was like, how much is this? And they were like, because they had a big discount going on. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll get this and stuff. It's the last issue of Eclipse Monthly with Doug Wadley Rio in it.
So you fell down, huh?
Yeah, because I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm a huge Doug Wadley fan. I love those old school guys, Mr. Johnny Quick and all that stuff. But when I first saw it in the stacks that I was going through, I thought it was Blueberry by Mobius.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was really happy to find that. I mean, Doug Wadley, I'll buy his stuff all day long. I think I've already got this, but it has the certificates and stuff. But, I have a little box that I have, one of my short boxes. I just grab anything that's got the Marvel 25th anniversary frame on it and anything that's a Wizard half issue. So this is a Wizard half issue for Prime Ultraverse there. Complete with card and a certificate. And then this book is actually, I took a chance on this book because I love the show. I still watch them. They're on YouTube. They got Pluto TV's got a whole channel dedicated to them. But I didn't know this came out. And when I opened it up, I wanted to see who worked on it. And it's the actual guys that created the show and work on the show. Mystery Science Theater 3000, the comic from Dark Horse Comics.
Wow.
Let me show you something about that. I've got 2 more after this, and then I'll be done there, man. But what got me about this is that
please show us. I want to see what they're doing. Are they watching a movie?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Well, when they I actually gave to the crowdfunding a little bit for Netflix so they could get the shows, right? The more money they got, the more episodes they could put on Netflix. I actually gave some money because it was around tax time, I think. I don't know. But anyway, you come in here and it's Joel Hotz. It's Joel, the creator of Mystery Science Theater, and they got the cast of people who were on the Netflix hosts, right? But they do something really smart. Like I said, I've just got this and they flip through it. They got section where they make it like an old-timey comic. So this thing actually looks very cool. This stuff looks like it's from the 50s and stuff. It's really authentic what they're doing. So what I think they're doing is that if you watch Mystery Science Theater, they get a bunch of old B movies and they make jokes all the way through them. I think that's what they're doing with some old comics. That's why they look so authentic. I'm suspecting they're really old comics and they're laughing at them like they do the movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because isn't that the Black Cat from the 40s?
Yeah.
So I think what they're doing is they're heckling the comics the way they would do the movies.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to be tracking this down and seeing if that's what they're doing. I'm excited about it. So, hopefully that'll spread, And then I just had to get this because I laughed about it. And I'm one of the guys that I appreciate when Image happened. I was there. It was like history going on until you like read the books for a while. But this is 3D. I had to get this, and it still has the glasses in it, man. But I now have Wildcats #1 in 3D.
Oh, wow.
That's what I expect the comic to do when I read it. Okay, so and we still have check this out. This is their idea of 3D glasses. See how it says Wildstorm? It's the cheapos where you got to hold it with your hand and only give you ear straps.
Oh.
You get 2 of them though. So, and then this was a book that eluded me for years, and then it's just popping up everywhere now. And I guess it's I don't know, man. But here in the Valiant back in the day, this was like, to me, this is where Valiant was actually going downhill because Jim Shooter was gone and stuff. But this is the first appearance of the man who would become Ninjak. So it's sort of a key. We all know how great the Bloodshot movie did, if you even knew it came out. There was talk of like Ninjak coming out. I was gone by this time. When Shooter left, I hung around about 2 or 3 more months and I was gone. But this is one that's been popping up left and right everywhere. So I'm like 80 cents for a minor key there. So yeah. And what I'm currently reading, and I'm halfway through, is that they're not usually this thick, but this is the 100th book of the Destroyer. And if you like Hercules, they sort of take Hercules going on his, I'm one blank now. You remember all the stories of Hercules where he had all the great tasks he had to do? I mean, they made a movie with Lou Ferrigno. Yeah. They're sort of doing that with this. For the 100th issue, the 100th book and stuff like that, this Chun is dragging him around the world, making him doing these impossible tasks. He's almost died like 5 times in this already. But my favorite story is that he said, I'm taking you have to go to the moon. And he's telling him about all these great Sinanju masters from the past. And he's talking about the one that this girl got rid of him by saying, I wanted a moon rock. He was like, okay, because he's the master of Sinanju. Like, we can do anything. And what he actually did is that he ended up going to the North Pole. He just walked so far trying to find the moon that he walked into the North Pole and thought he was on the moon. That's it. There's some good stuff in there.
You must have thought he was on the polar ice caps or something.
Yeah.
And if you didn't realize it, Captain Strangelife has snuck in and joined us.
Hey, Hans. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hey.
I'm good.
Hey, Captain.
Use some duct tape on those 3D glasses.
All the way around, yes.
Just take them off quickly when you're done.
Yeah, go to movies. Yeah.
All right. Well, who would like to go next? Don't fight for it.
I ain't ready yet. I don't know.
I'll go if
all right, Jambo.
Ratu doesn't want to. All right. Well, we got a few things. I went up to see Eric today, and yeah, he was there for a few minutes before he went to lunch, so I got to see him, talk to him.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice red circle.
That Gray Morrow?
Yeah, Gray Morrow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And the Joust cover.
Yeah. You have the first 2 issues that are done in the Archie House style because
they're
really warped.
And I found another one of these.
Excellent.
Some unknown world.
Yeah, I got that.
Very good, Jimbo.
The unicorn,
cool
dinosaur or whatever, furry dinosaur.
That is awesome.
Furry dinosaur. That means he's a mammal, not a reptile.
He's both.
I had to get this one.
Nice shape. Yeah, space.
There we go.
Good.
It's a cool looking cover.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice painted.
Al McWilliams, I think, did that cover.
Yeah, I think so. Number 9 is what this one is. So pretty cool. And this one was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
The deep. The deep.
Oh man, that's such this classic.
Yeah, all the faded covers, man, it's just beautiful.
And get that one.
Ringo Kid.
Ringo Kid, number 18. It's Triple X. I don't know if all you guys can look at this or not.
All right. I'm shielding my eyes.
She's riding a flaming wagon.
That's how they rolled in the Old West. Yeah. The D is silent.
Yeah.
We are not amused.
Yeah. No, obviously not.
And I found some Vampy.
Good.
Nice skull
Oh,
cover.
man.
That's Harris, isn't it? Is that Harris Publications?
Oh, it's Warren.
Oh, I couldn't see because it's kind of blurry in here.
Yeah. One more. This one says it has robots, zombies, aliens, and the living dead. So
That's a great Tuesday night right there. I'm telling you.
and Vampirella
Covering all the
Bond
bases.
right there. So yeah. The old guy is kind of messing me up there in the front, though.
Yeah, he looks so weird.
Didn't really need to see the shirtless old guy there, but
Well,
hey.
really disgusting.
Looks like that Bigfoot from $6 Million Man, except he got shaved.
Kinda, yeah.
Hey, why not?
That's probably it for first round for me.
All right. Will you later be showing me that Mighty Samson number 1?
Yes, sir, I will.
Excellent. All right. All right, Gratu, I think you're about up.
I was going through Gold Key Comics. This comic is not the actual comic, but when I got later, this was the very first comic I ever owned. Choo Choo Charlie. He was the Good and Plenty spokesperson in the old commercials. Anyway, so I have 2 copies of it that I've obtained over the years, but the original was the first comic I had. So, and this is a childhood copy of ScoobyDoo.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's actually come down through the years. That's one of the. Oh, and here is a copy of Lidsville. Of course, that's Butch Patrick there, who everything's backwards on StreamYard. Played Eddie Munster, and I don't know if you saw the trailer dropped earlier today for this new Munsters movie, or a teaser trailer, where they recreate the second season opening credits where Herman Munster breaks through the door, and it just seems they just tried to study it so carefully and try to imitate the movements, but it's just not. And then they don't show Marilyn and Eddie, so it means that Rob Zombie, like he in his infinite wisdom, like he did with Halloween, is going to go back and show how Herman was created by this doctor, and it's going to be before Eddie was born and all that. But anyway, there's some monsters the way they're supposed to look. Gold Key, which it's weird because Gold Key had the rights to the monsters, and then awesome. They put out a Munsters bootleg comic, The Little Monsters, which at the same time. So it just seems I never could quite understand that. And Little Monsters is one of the most wonderful comics ever created.
Gratu, I don't want to complain, but you're not really holding them up there very long.
Oh shit! Sorry.
They're good.
I'm sorry. I'm okay.
They look real good. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course it's Rob Zombie's wife that plays Lily.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah, Rob Zombie's been putting pictures up on Facebook for so long doing that show that it feels like he's been working on it forever. And I can't believe the trailer finally dropped and he didn't post that. You know, I'm like, so yeah.
yeah. Well, let's see. What else can I pull out here? Let's see.
Yeah, I think Jason Roykirk was asking, didn't Grandpa build Herman for Lily?
That's a cool cover.
Well,
Wow.
I don't know. I think there were references in the show to some doctor in the old country. So.
Yeah.
What got me is the actress, which I can't believe I'm going blank on, was supposedly older than Grandpa and Fred Gwynn in real life.
You mean Yvonne DiCarlo?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa was not as old as he looked, which is why, you know, he still kind of looked the same in the 1980s. And, you know, because they aged him. But
good thing to come out of Canada, Yvonne DiCarlo.
You know, yeah, I was going to say a lot of people are like Ginger or Marianne, and I'm always like, you know, Lily or Morticia. Come on, man. You know,
yeah,
Morticia all day long.
Right. G8 and his battle aces.
Wow.
From the old pulp, trying to revive the old pulps.
That's
and it's
cool.
got a magnificent back cover that really could be blown up and put in a frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, Gold Key put them, and then about the same time, Gold Key did a Doc Savage comic. This may be a one shot. I don't think there's more than one issue.
Yeah, it's a one shot. Yeah.
So, let's see.
Yep.
And there never was an Addams Family comic book during the actual run of the real show. I don't accept those movies as Addams. I know people love them, and I know that the actor Christina Ricci was great, but the actor completely didn't understand. I mean, sorry, the director didn't understand what he was doing with that. In my opinion, you know, but this is the cartoon from the early '70s. This is a great cover, but you know, and
did you actually watch the cartoon from the early '70s? I got a couple on VHS.
I mean, I watched it when I was a kid. It was, you know, they were on the road with a little mobile house. It wasn't, to me, I wasn't that fond of it. I love the real TV show, but it was watered down.
Yeah, I saw the '70s reunion show when I was like in kindergarten, and it was so weird seeing them in color. You know, so yeah.
Oh yeah. That was pretty piss poor. Here's a Frankenstein Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Oh, that's just so much fun, man.
Yeah. Let's see what else is in here.
Car 54, where are you?
Yeah.
There's Judge Colt.
Hey,
Somebody got brained, I think.
Yep.
Was there a TV show of this, or is this an original creation of?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Western
TV.
Publishing, so maybe they created this character. I don't know how many issues there were of this, but
I think there were 4 issues.
4 issues. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, here's the little monsters I was talking about. This is
Yeah.
You know, this is obviously a Monsters takeoff. It just the entire family look like Frankenstein, not just the father.
Yeah, I've read that off and on since I was a kid. I'm always on the quest I always pick them up when I run across them in the box. And the trick is sometimes they'll have reprint the same issue. I can't remember. It's Gold Key and oh man, who is it? Anyway, you'll end up buying the same copy just with a different company imprint. If you don't want.
Yeah. I've got 40 copies of this, and I know it was reprinted in the 20 or 25 cent era too.
You're the only other person I know that gets Little Monsters comics, man. That's a good night.
Well, no, comic Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills. He says this is his favorite comic of all time.
Oh, awesome!
Even though it doesn't have any topless nudity in it.
Howler, I got about 5 of them.
All right, yes. I know where I'm going on Halloween. You know.
I love this. They changed the name eventually to just Total War.
Total War. Yeah, I have that one.
That's just great. Look at the face on this guy being killed.
Some guy dying. Yeah.
Flamethrowers. Tomorrow night, I just want
great cover.
I don't want to get controversial, but tomorrow night they're going to interrupt all the network programming to show you how terrible that day in January was. But it wasn't anything like this. It's just like, just remember this cover when they're trying to scare you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the Mighty Hercules was really, if you look at him and just cover up, it's Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And the guy that did the theme song, you probably know this, to the Mighty Hercules was Johnny Nash, who later, about 10 years later, had that song, the hit song, I Can See Clearly Now, The Rain Is Gone. If you think about it, it's that same voice. He was a reggae guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Think about it. He's got that reggae voice. So that's probably the first reggae song I ever heard was the theme to the Mighty Hercules. More dystopian.
All right.
Mighty Samson. So they use biblical names. So there's just an immense amount of fun with Gold Key Comics, except a lot of times once you open it, it's not quite as much. They're still fun, but the art never quite matches the cover. The covers are just so gorgeous. And let's see, what else did I see on here? I'm trying to get everything organized, and I've got space because there's a whole room with no furniture, and I've spread everything out. In fact, I've been trying to upload an episode today, and I've been trying to upload since 1:00, and it's been real slow. And the episode just appeared right in the middle of. I was afraid it was going to happen. I apologize that my show appears right in the middle of the Graphic Man show. It's really kind of a D move. Yeah, here's that reprint of that issue.
There we go.
Era. They just changed the background color. Let's see. I had some. Now, okay. Show a couple more. I never understood why anyone liked the Funky Phantom. I can't even. I don't even know why I own that. But here's the Green Hornet.
Oh, yeah, nice.
This guy Van Williams went to. I was going to say here locally, but I don't live there anymore.
Right.
But he went to high school in Fort Worth at Arlington Heights High School. So,
yeah, I'm sorry you don't have the Salvador Dali variant there. So,
No. But this is here's the Hair Bear bunch without a cover. You don't need to see that. Right. And then there's Nancy Pelosi's Ghost Stories. A bunch of those. I even have a big little book of Grimm's Ghost Stories.
Yep.
And I'm sure that we've already seen these.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all day, every day. Yes.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Space Ghost, and they may have done it retroactively, and all these other characters from that same year, is they never had origin stories. You just had to make it up in your own mind. I'm sure in the comics later in the 80s or 90s, they came up with origin stories. But I think it's great not to have an origin story.
Yeah.
We
didn't need them then.
It's
the
like,
Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the Space Ghost miniseries. They gave an origin, and it's a Western origin. They went space Western, and it was cool. But after it was over with, you were just sort of like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're absolutely right. Better not to
gone back, and I think after Return of the Jedi, they should have gone forward with those characters and not gone back and shown how Darth Vader was a little boy. We didn't need to know that. Leaving it mysterious, leaving Boba Fett mysterious, and now they ruin it all by going back and showing it. Just leave it mysterious, leave it something to people's imagination.
Right, there you go. Jackson got it.
All right, Captain, are you ready now? Because it's in Eric's contract to go last every time. So
Yeah, I got a few.
and I'm least.
I got a few odds and ends here. Some comics and some toys here. These are from some toys from my childhood, like Warriors of the World by Marx. They came in these little boxes in the early 60s, around 1963 or 4, mid-60s.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool that it made it this far,
Yeah.
That is cool.
Made in Hong Kong. Yeah, what else did I have here? Roger Case. It came with here's that. And it came with a little card inside, I think, yeah.
About what year?
Tells you a little bit about the character. I mean, the soldier. Can't focus here. There.
Captain, about what year are these made?
This is probably around 1964. They had them going for a long time.
Wow. I've read across the cards that you just shown and never put together they went with anything else. That's wild.
They had them on TV. They used to advertise. Remember the TV commercials? Warriors of the World by Marx. Can't forget that TV commercial ever, man. Then I got a full set of the Vikings. Wait a minute. Let me take.
Wow.
I don't think I can. Let me take that out of the plastic. You can't see it that well with the plastic in there. There. Much better. And then it had the cards on the back.
Man, that is so cool.
Oh, man.
It's hard to find these with the cards on them, especially. But, yeah, that's that. And, you know what? I got a poster here, a movie poster from Belgium, 1940. Yeah. So I think this would have been an insert. What do they call these when they would write on top, the time for the
lobby
movie?
cards. I'm sorry, window cards.
A window card, right? Okay. And this is the new Adventures of Deadwood Dick. There was a movie.
You might have a new nickname now, Captain. Just saying.
Well, that's not too bad. I mean, Deadwood Dick. Yeah. That's the kind of man every woman wants.
Deadwood. Today's DC Comics.
This was a movie serial in 1940. That's what it was. So this
Captain Deadwood Dick Strange Life.
And then I don't know if I showed you this. I got an original German version of Count Yorga. I don't know if I don't think I ever did show this.
Well, we don't care to look again, even if you have.
This is 1970, and this is Count Yorga Vampire. They had the Return of Count Yorga, but this is Count Yorga Vampire. They couldn't call it that in Germany. They gave the name Dracula. And I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but this is the original poster. It's a really nice condition. It came out the same year that the movie was released in the United States. They gave the rights, but you see how different it is? Right here, it's called Young Blood for Dracula, but it's really Count Yorga.
Well, that's not a Hammer. Yeah, never. Yeah, gotcha.
No. So this is really nice condition here too.
I think that's Lynn from down the street. Anyway.
Oh yeah, she's a beauty. I know her. I'll put that back in there later. Let's see what I got in comics. I think I showed this last time. Didn't I show this last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did show it. I don't know where I left off. That was this is a reprint of the Strange what was it called? Strange Adventures or something? Strange Worlds number. Yeah, I got the Strange Worlds number 1 somewhere. I don't think I show this. Number 1 from 1966, The Spirit.
Oh, I got breened again.
You got breened again? You got breened again. And I don't know, let me pull this stuff out. So these are all the Harvey comics that are cartoon characters. Spy-Man, number 3 from 67.
Is that Steranko?
I don't know. I don't know who did the cover. Anybody know?
Not sure.
Got another copy of that belonged to Gloria Campbell collection. I got Piranha number 3. Oh, well, it's actually Thriller-Rama.
Very nice.
Did you hear about what they're doing with Submariner in the Marvel movies?
Yeah.
He's going to be Mayan instead of Atlantean.
Mayan instead of changing the whole history. There's stories in here by Bob Powell. I don't know who did the cover, though. I don't think he did the cover, but there's stories in there by Bob Powell. There's number 2. I got 2 copies of this.
Yeah, you see that more often than that one.
This has got Wally Wood scripts in it. And Al Williamson's did some artwork in here.
Nice.
George Tuska did some work. I think Joe Simon might have did the cover. I'm not sure.
Man, all they need is Russ Heath, and it's complete.
Yeah, they had a lot of great talent there at the time,
Piranhas versus the Sea Devils.
That's the Spy-Man that I showed you. Yeah. Wait a minute. Did I show you just this one or what? Which one would I show you? That was something else I showed, I think.
Must have been something else.
This is number 1 from 1966.
I wonder if that's a Steranko cover.
Yeah, I don't know. I should have did some more research on that. Number 2. Thriller-Rama. No, is it? Yeah, it is Thriller-Rama. It's hard to tell, the way they got all these different titles on the cover. Thriller-Rama probably presents the Man in Black called Fate. But this is a pretty cool cover. I think. This is number 1.
Cool.
This is a better looking copy of that. And it from 1965, it also has Bob Powell artwork. He did worked on the Mars Attack cards. The Unearthly with Jack Frost, another Harvey comic. This is I got another copy here, and this is number 1. It's a nice square bound. No, that's number 3, I think. That was number. Did I say number 1? It's number 3. This is number 3. I don't see too many of these, around being shown. But I think they're not too expensive to acquire. Jack Frost. This is a pretty nice looking cover.
Yeah.
Cool. And this is number 1 of the Unearthly Tiger Boy from the Twilight. 1965. A lot of these have Wally Wood artwork in them, and Joe Simon said that in late 50s or early 60s, I don't know, in his book, The Comic Book Makers, he said that Wally Wood was called in one time, or Leon called all the artists in one time, and then remember I told you that they took Leon took Wood's artwork and put tracing paper over it, and tried to tell Wally Wood how it was supposed to be done, and Leon can't draw worth of crap, and then he doesn't say anything, and then Wally Wood felt insulted and left the offices and never returned. And that was supposed to have happened in like he says 658, then he says 60, 61, but this is Wood artwork from 1965. So I think he had his whole timeline messed up. Kind of weird. He must have been having some beers or something. I don't know. He must have been doing those tiny bubbles, when he got his timeline mixed up. Anyway, that's all what I got right now.
Very cool. I don't know if you noticed, but they were really liking the action figures you did, especially Meyer here. I don't know if you ever saw this comment. So,
yeah, Meyer's got a lot of great stuff.
And now, because of contract obligations, we must go to.
And I am also contractually obligated to.
I know you're going to do it.
Green Strange.
There we go.
The
night's complete now.
And yeah, well, I should give all the fun. Let's get Gratu also. I saw this. I said, Noble, who I think had something to do with JC. There's also a Justice Machine, oversized.
Yeah.
Just happen to have one of those laying around. Tim, you were talking about Resurrection Man, one of the best series that no one's ever read.
Resurrection Man. Oh, Resurrection Man. Okay.
Yeah, that first syllable is important.
Yeah,
we want to keep our G rating.
Yes. Try to keep us a family channel.
There's a crossover with Hitman.
I had those issues, yeah.
Okay, so you've read that. That's one of the funniest things I've ever read in a comic. Anyway, inspired by Graphic Man, I thought I'd show a couple of Charlie Brown books.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Don't give up, Charlie Brown.
Oh man, this I just love those. Yep. See, in my opinion, the last Peanuts strip when he retired should have been he finally kicked the football.
That would have been appropriate.
And then gone over and put a big wet kiss on the little red-haired girl.
Gloria.
There's an oldie.
Which is older.
I don't know, but if this wasn't a family show, I would answer it appropriately.
Excellent.
Blonde, brunette, or redhead.
I guess this means Charlie Brown actually did get on base at least once.
Yeah. I'll spoil it for you. He gets tagged out.
Now, this
I
must
thought
be,
he slid, but he slid too soon, and he stopped the foot before he got to the base. That's what I thought.
Willie Mays Hayes style. This must have been when they were on loan to Ace Paperbacks, because this is a 2-in-1.
Oh wow, never seen that.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's cool.
It's the only one of these I have, so I don't know if there are more. I'm sure there are, but
Great stuff.
these spent decades in my mom's untreated basement.
Did they ever have any of those produced in color?
Jackson says he has 2 of those doubles, by the way.
Oh, cool. Well, there's some like hard covers that reprint the Sunday strips. Those are in color.
Okay, the collection is
Yeah. And you're a winner, Charlie Brown. And
Next time I'm actually home instead of the hotel doing this, I think I have some of the color hardcovers. I'll see if
Oh yeah,
I'll see if I can find them.
I don't know what I did with mine. I don't have mine anymore.
Well, I don't have any more comics to show, but would you like a little cool comic book news that I got off of Mike Klug on Facebook real quick?
Sure.
Any Bernie Wrightson fans? Just wondering. He did a card series where he actually took 2 or 3 years and he painted 200 pictures of like horror stuff, Swamp Thing and other kind of monsters and stuff. And Mike Klug posted tonight, if you go to Mike Klug on Facebook, he posted a link to like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo where they're raising money, and for $50, you'll get a 9x11 book of all 200 of those paintings by Bernie Wrightson that's never been collected because they were trading cards in the 90s. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Wow.
I saw that right before I jumped on tonight, and I was like, $50. I was actually thinking about it.
So Mike Klug just does commissions now for fans, is that, or he doesn't do any comics anymore, right?
I don't know if he's doing commissions or anything. The reason when he's on Facebook, he's really showing recreations of his art or the original art pages. I've never really seen it. Yeah,
I thought that's what he was doing. People would commission him to do recreations of his covers. I wish he'd do new stuff. He was just one of the greats. It's a shame that he's.
Okay. Cool. Well, I thought I'd show Howler that there's more than just a couple of us out there.
Yes. That's
I
just
thought-
good stuff.
I thought I had 5. I only have 3, but it's the family pet.
You have 3 I don't have. That's fantastic.
Now, later, Jambo's going to show me Mighty Samson #1. It's the one I am missing. Here is #2. I recently got this, but now it's just down to 1. Gratu showed this a little earlier, I believe.
Beautiful.
And I love these outer space Donald Duck stories.
Oh wow, that's great.
Oh, it's got gyro in it. Yes.
It's not gyro, it's gyros.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Now, right after this one, by the way, see his Submariner feet?
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Okay, so they're supposed to be beagles, but they have human ears.
They were clipped.
Weird genetic experiments, Gratu.
Yeah, those Nephilim, right?
Some secret lab. Now, this next is a decapitation cover, so I apologize ahead of time. Hopefully it's not.
Mama had a baby and its head popped off. Yes.
It's still better than anything that came out this morning.
Yeah.
I
Notice
guarantee.
the blood is not really there. Nothing like good old Bronze Age world finest.
Yeah.
Is that Batlash?
That crazy Bob Haney. Yeah.
Now, you would think that Superman could just kind of X-ray vision all these houses. They wouldn't even have to ring the doorbell and bother anybody. But well, they're fun, and we got to kill this guy. So
I bought that off the spinner rack when I was in 3rd or 4th grade. I remember.
Yep.
So this was a hanging cover, I guess.
Yeah.
Right on the cover.
And I always get a kick out of it when Superman is king of the world type stories. It's happened a couple of times, but
If I was home, I'd whip out my Justice League where Batman's the king in the throne. Yes.
so very randomly here. Gotham City is invading Metropolis.
Man, I love that era of World's Finest.
I guess they just didn't like the segregation or desegregation. Don't know. And the newer they got a little more stylized in the art, I think. But
I wonder if that is actually Sargon the sorcerer or just some dude with a turban. I don't know.
All right, and
Probably the guy that writes Joe Biden's speeches.
I'm all for law and order here, but
Hey, George.
all right.
I think that was a statement. I think that artist was like, I got something to say.
All right, I guess the good doctor. You ready?
All righty. Little stack here, and then I'll have to call it a night.
How you doing, Rod?
Good. How you doing?
Okay.
Uh,
Good to
we're
see
hanging
you.
in there.
That's well good. It's got to be good at least.
We got some Billy the Kid action going on here with number 61 from Charlton.
Yeah.
And we'll jump over to Marvel with a little Sergeant Fury, number 9.
Oh, I love those early Fury covers. You know?
Nice.
Hitler cover, yeah.
And
Classic
then Marvel Spotlight, number 1 with Red Wolf.
It's a nice shape.
And then I figured I'd show a short little series here. Captain Action,
Yep.
Yeah.
number 1. Got Superman guest star.
The actual figure looked like George Bush, though.
Captain Action was one of my top 3 toys as a kid, man. Him, G.I. Joe's, and Major Matt Mason. Those were the 3 biggies. And then we got issue number 2.
That is a cool vehicle, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, always wanted to get one, never got one. And this is one of my favorite covers, really, of all time. And it's number 3. Just love this cover.
How could it not be?
Right. Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
That
dun,
is, that is the one that's been in the house for like 50 years. That was a hand down. That thing is beat up and it will never leave the collection, man. That's
Yeah, I just love that cover. It's awesome.
Yeah. Kane.
Yeah.
Was that the
Another
first
Kane.
action figure that they based a toy upon? I mean, a comic book on?
What's that?
Wasn't that the first toy that they actually based the comic on? Captain Action?
I don't know.
Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? Or...
Might have been. I don't know. There's number 4. More
Beautiful.
Kane coolness. And number 5. And then to round it out here, I got some Challenges of the Unknown.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Number 6.
Ooh, nice. 10 center.
Number 9.
Yeah, I love these old covers.
Number 10.
I like how it's just a fist coming out of nowhere. Just
This is a pretty neat cover too. Number 12. For some reason, the green guy, he reminds me of Gladiator from the X-Men series stuff. I think it's the headpiece.
It's on a Vulcan.
Number 13.
What? Wait a minute. Okay, it's a centaur. All right.
Yeah, we saw that last week, didn't we? Didn't we see this last week from somebody else? Somebody else showed it.
Dun, dun, dun. And then to finish it off, I got 2 little toy items. One is Batman. It's from the Bear. Used to do a parachute. He used to have a parachute.
Yeah, that's
parachute. This is one from my childhood, late 60s. My grandparents used to go to Canada to visit a family member who ran a dairy farm up there. When they come back, they would bring me and my brother little toys, and I used to always get either a Corgi Batmobile or this. So, and this one is it's been with me for a long, long time.
If you put little glow sticks in his hands, it'd be a 90s club kid, just saying. But anyway.
And then this was just recently unearthed at my parents' house. They were digging up a stump, pulled it out, and we played all around the yard in the woods and everything with all our toys and everything. But they found this. Fred Flintstone.
What happened to his nose?
Yeah, his nose
got
destroyed.
He was picking it too much.
And it's like a coin purse.
A little coin purse?
Yeah. And it's a cereal premium because it's part of the Pebbles cereal, 1975.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, you just gave me a flashback, man, to when I was 5 and you dig those things out. They had, of the cereal. That's when you stuck your whole arm in the box to get it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was surprised whenever they come across something like this. My mom always saves them for me. And I thought this was pretty cool. I got to give it a bath though and get some of this dirt off it. But I thought that was pretty cool. That's a long ways back in the childhood. So,
I can honestly say I've never thought about that ever again since I was 5 or 6. So now I'm having a moment. Thank you, man.
All right, well, I'm gonna tag out of here and go.
I got to tag out too.
All right, Rod, Tim, you guys take it easy.
Good seeing you guys.
Again.
Good seeing you guys.
Good night,
Great
guys.
to see everybody in the chat too. All right, take care, guys.
Take care, Rod.
All
See you,
right.
buddy.
Yeah, I miss those toys and cereal. I usually get Honeycomb, but they don't have any more toys. They just have a picture of some dude skateboarding on the back, and they think that's,
For me, it was the 3D baseball cards and the Kellogg's cereal and the 3-panel things in the back of Hostess.
Right.
For me, it was the Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle. And I still have a few of them. Original ones.
See, we were a Cons family because they had baseball cards on those too.
No, Comics used to advertise the Hostess with the baseball cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Joe Carter or I'm trying to visualize them. I could be wrong.
Joe might have been after they stopped doing that because these were mostly in the 70s. Like second half of the 70s.
Yeah, does anybody know about that Captain Action figure? I think that was the first figure that they based the comic book on. You know,
I think so.
I think that's.
I mean, 10 years later, that was just common. Every toy that came out, Marvel made a comic from it. But I can't think of anything that predates Captain Action.
Yeah, I think that's what I thought I was reading. I wasn't sure, so I figure some of you guys got to know. I thought that's what it was.
All right, Gratu, you got another round for us?
Yeah, let's see. Here's a Hanna-Barbera bandwagon.
Oh, wow.
I always liked.
I love the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
The Flintstones version of the Monsters / Addams Family.
J.J. Evil, yeah.
Now, my two older brothers were born in the early mid 50s. I was born in 65, and so I have pictures of them as little kids. And there's one photograph where they're holding one of the. I think it was this issue. One of them's holding it. But it never was handed down to me. It never made it, but I always was seeking the Space Mouse comic.
Yeah.
It seemed like it should have been handed down to me, but I think there was a whole, my dad had a whole Army footlocker that they had filled with comics, and somehow they all disappeared before they were handed down to me.
Oh.
It says Walter Lantz Space Mouse, but there was
that a one-shot?
Cartoon. As far as I know, what's that?
That's a one-shot, isn't it, from the movie?
No.
Well, I don't know if there is an actual movie. Maybe.
Yeah, there was a cartoon, a Space Mouse cartoon that came out, and then later on they actually made the comic book. The cartoon was like
was it theatrical?
Yeah, there was a cartoon. It was just in the movie theaters.
Okay, I mean, and it looked like this.
Yeah, it was Space Mouse. Space Mouse. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I tried to research it once, and somehow I don't really know, but I just know it's an amazing looking comic. You know?
Yeah, it is.
Especially this cover. This cover here.
Yeah, but it was only in theaters, and I think it was shown with other movies, or maybe it was a standalone.
Okay.
There was only one, and I think that was also the first Space Mouse comic based upon that cartoon.
Yeah,
and that series that you got.
I was thinking about the merchandising. Taking a toy and turning into a comic book.
Yeah,
but I was just thinking about the other thing that was kind of the first was when you took all the post serial mascots, and turned it into a television cartoon, with the Sugar Bear and it was King Leonardo, right?
I think so. And then
get mixed up with Linus the Lionhearted, or is it Linus the Lionhearted that was all the cartoon spokespeople?
I think it was. I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, one of those two was all. It even had the postman from Alphabets was in it, so it was the whole thing was technically a commercial.
Yeah.
Here's the real story about January 6th. This is the real. This is what really happened.
They're making a big deal out of that, trying to draw attention away from.
It's just last desperate attempt. They're really getting desperate. It's really quite spectacular. Here's Brother Power the Geek, which, according to the Monster Times, is the worst comic book ever made.
I think so too. To tell you the truth,
it's.
I've never read that. So
Joe Simon, I think, is it.
Yeah, I mean,
he wrote that. He was way out of touch at the time when he wrote that with.
Oh yeah, I mean,
57.
Yeah, he was trying to make. Oh, here's another image based on that. Yeah, it's a guy that's older trying to be relevant with the hippie movement.
Yeah,
but there is a great image either in this issue or the other one where you see this whole hall of freaks, and one of them is completely, here it is one of them is completely taken from one of those ugly stickers that see it there. But yeah, this is how could this be one of the worst comics ever made? It's quite, I mean, I don't know.
Well, the artwork, but the story is just ridiculous.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's terrible. But I bet almost every comic that came out this morning is worse than this.
Oh, probably.
See, issue 2. I don't know. This may be the last issue.
I think
it was.
Yeah.
Now, there was recently a movie that came out, The Batman.
Another one?
No, just the one that came out with the Twilight guy. I'm just thinking if they had, no one's ever done this version of. Imagine if they just did this and put it on the screen exactly like this, which goes much farther than the '66 Batman. I mean, this is the era that the '66 Batman was trying to recreate. But with today's computer-generated bull stuff, they could just release this on the American public. People would probably stand up and cheer and love it, like they're loving this new Top Gun movie, because people are starved for stuff that isn't dark, that isn't politically correct. That isn't, you know, it's like every movie in the 70s, the hero died at the end, or it was all dark and depressing. Mm-hmm. You know, Soylent Green is people, everybody dies, the Omega Man dies, and then all of a sudden Superman the movie comes out and people were blown away. Star Wars, the real Star Wars movie. I mean, just do this, and people are sick of this Batman that shoots people, that's bullshit.
How many Batman movies did they make now? I can't even keep track of it no more.
Let me ask you guys. Now, this is not it, but from about this same era of Tales to Astonish, there was an issue that I should have gotten, and I think it was one I already had, but it was at the store in Grand Prairie, back where I used to live, and I opened it up, and the contents were upside down. The cover was printed upside down somehow at the manufacturing level, and I didn't get it, and I'm wondering, are printing defects like that, or does that add a lot of value? Because it was priced very low, and
I don't think so. Double covers would.
Have you ever heard of a comic with an upside down cover? How does that happen on a printing press?
Yeah, I know. I got a few of those though. I don't think it adds any value unless it's like a double cover. Then.
Well, just the value is you can sit and read it, and people think you're insane because you're holding a book upside down. I think Mad or Panic did that once. They printed a cover upside down just so you'd look, you can impress people on the subway or whatever.
Remember back in the 80s, I was driving some beer around in a beer truck, and I used to see these taverns that opened up. They put their beer signs upside down.
Yeah, I think that's just to attract attention. Yeah,
right.
Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills is about within a year of my age, and he was in San Antonio at the same time. And I remember when they brought Star Trek back in syndication to, I think, Channel 5 in San Antonio in 1973, I guess. They made a locally made commercial and had the Starship Enterprise coming at you. And they had a model kit, and they had filmed it in their studio, but apparently they had never watched Star Trek, and they didn't know what end was up on. They must have, so it was upside down coming at you. With the big tubes were on the bottom. They probably thought that was landing gear. So it's coming. It's like coming soon, Star Trek or returning, and I guess, and I don't know if they did that just to get people to notice.
Yeah,
because then they did a commercial like a week or so later where they had it coming at you, and then it turned around and they said, you know, the Enterprise writes its. I don't know what they said, but they showed that they'd made a mistake. But maybe it wasn't a mistake. It might have been just to get people to notice and to start talking. But yeah, I remember that, but he doesn't remember that. So let's see. But I'm positive it happened. Okay, here's it's got some water damage, but it's the Dell 7th Voyage of Sinbad. But this would make a good poster on the back.
Yeah,
It's
real good.
Put in the restroom so people could stare at it while they're on the toilet or something.
I think he auctioned a copy of that off last week.
Did he?
I think so.
What did it sell for?
I don't remember. I think I was gone by then. I was falling asleep all night.
You were just at a comic buy, or are you allowed to talk about that?
Oh, yeah. We went to look at a lady's collection. It was mostly Conan, the comic and magazines, and a handful of Daredevils, but 168 was one of them. So we forgot, because we're idiots, we forgot to bring a check to pay her. On the way back to the store to get it, it was raining so hard, trees were landing in the middle of the highway.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
The retro.
And so we're going back to pick them up tomorrow.
Okay, but it was just 70s era Conan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all
70s. Which
so.
Honestly, compared to a lot of the people call and say, "Come look at my stuff," you're lucky if it's not just bad 80s or image stuff now.
People say they have old comics and it's the late 90s, which technically I guess is old to someone today. I don't know.
I've said this before. When I first started collecting, a 30-year-old book was published in World War II. Now a 30-year-old book is image.
Yeah.
But there's something else that happened, is that in the early 70s, if you went back 20 years, it was the early 50s, and there was such a dynamic change in everything, the way people dressed, music, cars, everything was, it was like 100 years passed in 20 years, because you went through the 60s and the hippie movement and everything, and there was a sociological change, people acted differently. So when American Graffiti came out in 1973. It takes place in 1962, which was 11 years.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was about something 50, 60 years in the past. Even then, it was, people loved it because the world had gone so bad since then.
I think the main difference is, though, when you're a kid, a 30-year-old book is older than you. When you're old, like me, 30-year-old book, I was already 30. It doesn't quite have the same, because I said, 45 predated me by 17 years. So,
but 11 years back from
question.
Right now, to me, the world was about the same. If I walked out in the street 11 years in a time machine, 11 years, it just wouldn't seem that different to me. At least I don't think so.
If you take 53 to 63 and 63 to 73, those are like quantum leaps as far as just societal shifts. Two of them. So we don't seem like we get that now. So, I guess the biggest societal shift is we went from political correctness to social justice. Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah. Hey, Captain, while you guys were talking, I remember seeing Space Mouse before. And they did have one from Avon Comics. The design's a lot different, but this was in like little cartoons. Then the Walter Lantz version comes out, so I didn't know if you were thinking of this one or just the old Walter Lantz stuff.
Well, Walter Lantz created the character, I think.
I'm wondering if he created the character. But the cartoons never were made, because I'm not sure. I read something like that. The reason why Walter Lantz's name was on it, but
53.
That is 53.
Yeah, 1953.
I wouldn't even identify those as mice. They look more like bears or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, Captain, do you have any more? Or
Me? Yeah. Hold on. Where am I? Oh.
In Illinois.
I had a box here. Man.
By the way, Jambo, do you have any luck today?
Yeah, I got a few things. I showed some of them already. Picked up a couple of Vampirella that I was looking for, and
Oh, cool.
a nice Durango kid. So pretty cool. Well, I've seen all those Chaos comics and stuff in the back. Is that some new stuff that just came in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably get a lot of stuff like that, right?
No, actually, those are even kind of rare these days.
I got some of the. I don't know how this got in this box. What the hell? Reed Crandall, Alarming Tales, our Alarming Adventures. Nice bug cover.
Yes.
And I had another one I bought. Another one I bought from eBay. Crandall and Ella Williamson. Reed Crandall, Ella Williamson.
Can't go wrong there.
That could have been with the Harvey comics. I mean, with that. Yeah, with these Harvey comics, that pile over there, and then I got. What are those? Alarming Adventures? What? I'm all confused here. Oh, okay. Here's some more Alarming Adventures #2. And they're supposed to be in that box, and I got them mixed up in another box. Here's #1.
Oh, wow.
Cover John Severin, and it's got Reed Crandall artwork inside and Al Williamson artwork.
That's very cool.
No, this is #2. Confusing. And that should have been in this box. This box is supposed to have just Alarming Tales in it. This is #6, John Severin.
Alfred the Butler on TV.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like Alfred.
Alfred the Butler, yeah. Yeah, that's what I always said. That was, here's number, shit, I can't read them. Should be #5. Another cover by John Severin. And here's another one. Another number. This is a nicer condition one, higher grade thing. And there's Alarming Tales #4. Oh, let me show the better one here. This is one of the titles that Harvey hired, Joe Simon to. They hired him to create a whole series, a new series of comic books, and this was one of them that he created. I think he did the cover of this too. Alarming Tales #4.
Yeah, that was a creepy one.
Jack Kirby. I don't think this is the covers, but I don't think the covers by Jack, but there's Jack Kirby artwork in here.
Yeah, there you go. Hold her like there. Yeah, cool.
There's another copy of that. I won't bother to go through that. Alarming Tales This is a nice cover.
Something about the title isn't scary enough. Alarming Tales.
Yeah.
It's almost like tales to make you concerned.
That's a great title. Concerning title.
And there's #1. This is it's a Jack Kirby cover.
Wow. I love the colors on it.
It's kind of funny. And then I got the a graded copy of this. Joe Simon, Jack Kirby.
Gratu, you're making me want to do a fake comic called Concerning Tales. It'll be like a picture of a table with a glass of milk just about halfway to fall off the edge, you know. So.
Yeah, you're looking at a carton of milk and the expiration date, you know, it's expired. Is that a Barbie in the gorilla's mouth? That's what I'm staring at.
Back cover of that.
Oh, wow. Given.
So, that, and I did find another couple of Warriors of the World by Marx. I think I bought these on eBay. Somebody wrote something in there. I don't know if that was me writing on there or what. These are.
I tried to find the TV commercial on YouTube, but I wasn't able to because I wanted
Really?
to hear it. I didn't see it. You said it's really cool. I wanted to hear it.
Yeah, Warriors of the World.
So the one that sticks in my head from when I was a kid is the Action Jackson commercial. I've never been able to get that out of my head.
I remember that one, Gratu, yeah.
It's just because they played it every 3 minutes on television.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, this is a kind of hard, you know, cardboard. You know, it's not that thin, but yet the cover bled through to the back. Look at that. Isn't that weird?
It's still kind of cool, though.
I mean, you see it, you know, on comic book paper, but I never saw it on, you know, cardstock like this.
They made really good ones in England and Germany, warrior type figures and knights back then.
That's it for me right now.
All right. Well, Jambo, you going to make me wait any longer?
No. It's not that great. I mean, it's not that great a shape.
Oh.
Yeah. Still, it's pretty sweet.
I was liking that monkey there. 4 arms and a lizard tail.
I wonder if you could get away with reading that in Sunday school class without the teacher noticing that it's after a nuclear war.
So yeah, it was worth getting. It was only $10, so what the heck.
That's a good price.
On a really nice condition. Conan 42. I was liking that cover on that. Got one of these.
Oh, the print that bleed through. I don't know.
It's the Defenders Avengers crossover they had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And some Defenders.
Catwoman. You don't see her around too much.
Oh, Patsy Walker.
Patsy Walker. What do they call her there? The
Hellcat, yeah.
Hellcat, yeah, not Catwoman.
Can't get away with that today. Doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is a reprint, but I just thought it was still cool.
They are.
Some Al Feldstein.
Many times I think the coloring is better on the reprints.
This almost had quite a bit of text on the cover, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a story on the front cover.
And page 1 will be Encyclopedia.
Oh yeah.
Eric Breen lost internet. Huh?
Xenozoic Tales.
She's not going to make it.
Mark, I love his artwork.
Yeah, Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one was cool.
Was that her? She made it, I guess.
Yeah, she made it. Spoiler.
I think that those Xenozoic Tales were first in the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Yeah, or late after or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I already had this one, but I got it anyway because it was cheap. So
Another great Irwin Allen series, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Star Trek Underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, contractually, we need to go to Eric, but he is not here. So
We'll take a look at this. I think Maranya was saying something about if oil got on these boxes, maybe the made it bleed through, but I don't see how that is. I mean, look, I just opened it up, and you can see it's everywhere on the inside.
Huh.
That's so bizarre. And I don't think that's in any of the other ones at all. So none of these, you know.
Maybe when they were manufacturing the box, they stacked it on top of one. The ink was still wet on top.
It could be. So
the one underneath, maybe, or something.
I might have something very special here that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, you've stolen the ink from some other guy's box.
Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. Here's another one.
Ah.
I got to research it. I'm just curious, you know. But,
were those all Viking heroes?
No. I got one who's a Ratsy.
Ah, yeah.
Sergeant Schultz.
He knows nothing.
Yeah, so there were some other ones. Anyway, that's it. Oh.
By the way, I take this time to go ahead and remind everybody that come July, we hope to be joined by the good Ranger Sly. But I need to get back in contact with him. And I know he's a big cowboy fan. So I've got set aside a bunch of Gene Autry, which I know Steve would also appreciate. So
yeah. I got a whole bunch of Westerns that are in low grade that I'm just going to unload. But a lot of them are good minus. I should let you guys take a look at them. There's some rare stuff in there, but low grade.
What you got there, Grotto? You were holding something up there. Did you find something?
I was just looking through this book. You guys know this book?
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
The head and figure.
It's a 1976 printing of a 67 book, but it's just the art inside is really good. And it just happened to pop up.
Wow.
It's very good. It would be worth seeking out, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I think I have seen that. Shows you how to draw the comics and stuff.
Let's see.
Like the old how to draw comics the Marvel way.
You seen this book?
No, I have not.
Ooh.
It's
but that's the whole that's a hardcover.
It's from Toshin Press.
Okay.
So this is something that probably, I don't know if I got it at Half Price Books. I've found that there's a half price books somewhat near me, and I guess south of Des Moines. I haven't gone there yet, but these are magazines that I used to collect quite a bit. In fact, I have that issue there. It's not that I don't want them anymore. It's just I used to. They used to pop up at comic conventions, but then I don't really go to comic conventions anymore. This friend of mine that passed away had a lot of, not a lot, but some original art from these books. So anyway, Men's Adventure magazines. What else?
Wow. Got two. I'm totally digging that Shogun Warrior you got behind you there.
Oh yeah, I just pulled that up. The fist is somewhere else. There's a fist that shoots. You guys know this magazine, High Adventure? Do you remember this?
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
from Adventure House. The great thing about this is they would reprint the pulps in the exact format with the, so you could actually read them and not worry about them crumbling in your hands. And they, as far as I know, I don't think this company still puts out anything, but they would reprint these.
Yeah, I wish they did, because that was a good idea, and there was some great stuff.
Yeah, and then they would do the weird menace titles.
Yeah. I think they also did some of the spicy westerns and stuff like that.
Yeah, and here's I don't know what company did this. This was done in the mid '80s from Blazing Publications.
Secret Six.
But see, these were also reprinted exactly as they were. I don't know if they have original ads. There's an ad for the Pulp Collector. But, I guess the covers were done new with the stipple art, but the interiors are pretty authentic. Good reading. Let's see. Here's a book I've had since I was 4 or 5 years old when we were living in Germany, and it's comics. And of course, I had this, I think, before I was really much of a reader, but it's just the comics printed in this giant format, and so the fact that it was in German, I was just admiring the art. There's Dick. They're in different sections. You got Dick Tracy. You got what is this? Rick Kirby or something. I haven't looked at this book. Oh, it's The Phantom. Yeah, I haven't looked at this book in decades. But it's moving has forced it to be removed from a shelf and then having to be put onto another shelf. That's Charlie Brown speaking German. There's Snoopy.
I wonder when Snoopy goes after the Red Baron, do the Germans think kindly to that, or?
Well,
you got to ask the Royal Guardsman, the 45 single.
The Red Baron is kind of like there's certain, even though he was on the other side, I think there's certain bad guys that are considered to be heroes even to the other side.
Right.
And he's one of them, and people, just because what they did was so impressive, to the point where, Enemy Ace was basically the Red Baron. And who else am I thinking of that's like that? Rommel,
Right.
General Rommel was,
the Desert Fox.
Robert E. Lee, was at least back then respected and admired by the other side. But now they tear down the statues. This is a good juxtaposition of two different figures. I had this wrestler figure, and I've always just taken this little alien guy, and he just looks perfect like this, like he's about to get punched.
Yeah.
So this is something that's always been on my shelf. Now it's going back on my shelf.
Oh, shit.
Have you found any more of your books? Did any of that show up?
Yeah, the books that were. Yeah, I found the books that reprinted Legion of Superheroes. I found some. There's still some things that are some movie posters are missing and that aren't probably replaceable. And I don't know. There's things that have been broken. It's not as many things missing as I thought, but there are missing things. And then today I was maybe it's like that Silver Surfer graphic novel from the late 70s that Kirby and Lee did. I don't see it, but it's probably on one of these shelves. I know there's a Pebbles Flintstone doll from the 60s that's missing. I don't know. Oh, and I had a framed autograph of Hazel Adkins, who is this insane rockabilly musician, and it was autographed to me, and one of Janice Martin, who was RCA. She was called the female Elvis. I had an autograph of Janice Martin. They're just not here. I don't know. They're just not anywhere that I can.
The guy that visited your house?
Huh?
Was that the guy that visited your house that you had that acetate?
No, that was
somebody else.
That was Gene Summers.
Gene Summers.
No,
right.
Hazel Adkins. Was an insane hillbilly that listened to Hazel Adkins on YouTube. He sang songs. It was in the Elvis era, but he was singing songs about cutting off people's heads and putting them on his wall. And it's like he was just out of his mind. He was a one-man band, and he recorded these songs, and he played every instrument at the same time and sang about killing people. This friend of mine had brought him to Austin to perform at his engagement party, and he'd been kind of rediscovered in the 1980s because this punk rock band called the Cramps. Well, they were really not. I guess they were punk. They were 60s garage rock and rockabilly kind of fused with punk rock.
Yeah.
And they re-recorded several of his songs, and it caused people to discover this crazy guy living in the hills in West Virginia, and then he had they started putting out some of his unreleased recordings on Norton Records, and
that sounds interesting. I'm going to check this out.
Yeah, Hazel Adkins, Hasil Adkins, Adkins. Look up the song "She Said" and "No More Hot Dogs." He sings about how once he cuts your head off, you're not going to eat no more hot dogs. It's just like insanity. And I had an autograph to me where he misspelled my name to Kenneth.
Traffic man's rolling his eyes.
Misspelled Kenneth. And he showed up. He was on lithium. He was just insane. And but he's passed away, and so is Janice Martin. So I'm not going to get replacements to those autographs. So I don't know. I mean, people have gone through fires and tornadoes and hurricanes, and I'm being this pussy. I'm missing 2 or 3 things when I've got thousands of things. They need to fucking chill out, I guess.
Thanks, Jackson.
But I get obsessive about where is this? Where. It drives me crazy, but
I get that way too.
And so I get to put my mental illness on YouTube. So
the Graphic Man channel.
Yeah. And I just that episode of mine that just popped up. I don't know who these 14 people are that are watching it instead of watching this show. They're real a-holes. They should watch this show and then watch that. I didn't mean for it to pop up in the middle of the show, but if you want to watch it after this, you guys are welcome to.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Actually, go upstairs and eat something.
Well, contractually, we need to end with Eric Breen, so if I have to, I'll plot
there he goes.
Every image I can get of him. So.
His jaw wonky. This is water, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's see if you think I'm boozing it up.
That's what I'm drinking.
Like Dean Martin here.
Well, we might give him another 10 or 20 seconds. So, but we might call it a day. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty good show. Right now, we have currently 21 people watching at this moment.
Nice.
And I keep checking the chat for an update, but
Nothing up there.
Well, if
we
trees
came
are
close.
falling over where he lives, maybe they had a risk. Maybe that storm came back.
Yeah, we got a storm coming through here. Actually, it's raining pretty hard outside too. So, but I did have a friend. My friend called me again right before the show started. Says he has another box of goodies for me. So,
I got a stack of comics coming in the next week or so. He said it was like this. The guy's doing a paint job for me on my other house, and he said it was all from the mid '60s. Nothing after the '60s is what he said. They had Sergeant Fury in there, Spider-Man, and Archie Comics. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, and for those of you that are interested, there's a store in Grand Prairie, Texas, where I used to live, and I was watching their live feed before, this morning where, they're showing the new comics that are out. And it was shown on the comic wall. Oh, we got a couple of boxes of comics like this. These are a few that we've put up on the wall. We haven't gone through them yet. And I went, holy shish. So I freeze framed the screen on my phone so I could blow it up to see, it's like, they got, Tales. Oh, it went dark. They've got Tales of Suspense. It's like, there's a tear at the top, but
now they get all this stuff after you move, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Now they get all this stuff after you move, right?
Yeah, right. Now they got this price at $100. It's Tales of Suspense #7 with the little tear at the top. What do you think? What do you think about that price?
I mean, if that's all there is, that's not bad, really.
Yeah.
And
then
he would have probably sold it to you cheaper.
Yeah. And then this is, I think that either says $20 or $30 on the price tag there. These are the three that were shown. And it's so, I can't afford, that's Tales of Suspense number.
Oh, see,
and that looks like it says $60 on it. But
that's a good deal because that one there was like another one of those prototype.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of some of your pinball machines.
Yeah. So they haven't even gone through that. So if you want to contact that store, just I was thinking I should call them and see if they'll just sell me everything they bought for a lump price. But apparently they're aware that they'll never sell those to anyone that comes in that store because it's just a bunch of Pokemon people that come in or people that are after this guy. This guy said, "Do you have 361 or something?" It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Or are you just, is that a Bible verse or something? But apparently it was the first appearance of Carnage or so. Is that 361?
I think so, yeah.
It's like, but he doesn't even say Spider-Man 360. He just says 361. Like everyone knows what that is. It's like because he's some stupid investor that's there looking for the key issues that Comic Tom told him are going to be valuable. So to me, it's hilarious when Moon Knight comes out and it's a turd and people have paid all, or the Eternals, and it's like the comics are worth nothing because they gave you the worst possible movie version that's going to just. It's just I can't believe what. Disney used to be so wonderful. I thought when Disney bought Star Wars, they're going to make it better. And look what they're doing, man.
The only good thing I think that they've done so far with the Star Wars franchise is the Mandalorian. I thought it was decent. I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good, but it didn't give you anything that you hadn't seen
in
the original Star Wars, but they made it like a spaghetti Western, and that's cool. But then when they fired Gina Carano,
Right.
I was starting to watch it, and I was still on
Yeah.
the first season when they fired her. I just gave up on it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. People
I was like you. I
her.
liked her character in there too, you know. So yeah.
And she said nothing that was
No.
that bad. It was complete honesty. You look at what's going on. Look what's going on tomorrow night. It's
Yeah.
Absurd. Totally absurd.
I won't be wasting my time. Let's just put it that way.
But she's made a movie. You know, I heard that Ben Shapiro had hired her to do a movie. And I thought, well, how is he a movie producer? But apparently, it's this Daily Wire. They made this documentary. What is a woman? You know, that's everyone's talking about. Well, a lot of people are talking about now.
Yeah.
Like the Nesh D'Souza 2000 Mules. Well, I've looked at the Daily Wire's website. They don't just do documentaries with Candace Owens. They actually made a Western starring Gina Carano, where she's like this woman out in the West, but she's this giant buff badass woman in this long dress that's shotgunning all these guys trying to get into her log cabin out in the protecting her children.
Trying to get into her log cabin.
Okay. But anyway, it looks, they're turning her into this action hero in an old Western, and that's cool. I don't know what the show's called, but it's Westerns. I'm sure you can look up Gina Carano and see what she can't have that extensive a filmography, but I just hate that.
No, she was doing mixed martial arts before she started doing the Star Wars stuff, and then I think she was in the first Deadpool movie, I believe. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she'd done that much, but yeah, more power to her, I guess, if she's doing something else now. What you got there, Captain?
This is the back cover of Wild Boy number 10.
That's beautiful.
You want to see the front cover?
Oh, that's even more beautiful. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's Norman Saunders.
Yeah, they're awesome.
1950 in
Saunders, right?
I believe it is. But I don't see his name on the front.
What is a book like that worth now?
Don't know. Ziff Davis publication.
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna have to look at this and find out.
That's
very nice. I love the color in here. Bondage cover.
Yeah, they were another company that had a lot of painted covers, Ziff Davis. So.
Yeah, I feel lucky that I got to live and experience the latter days of Norman Saunders in my childhood through Wacky Packages. That was a major part of my childhood. I wasn't around for Mars Attacks, but
yeah, that was me. Mars Attacks. That was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I love those. I still have a few of the original ones, but I used to have a complete set of the Mars Attack cards, and I sold it back in the 80s.
Did you ever have the Civil War cards?
Yeah, and I got a few of those left too, the Civil War cards.
They were real gory too.
Yeah. And then something that they did, in the last couple of decades was that Dinosaur Attacks.
Right. Yeah.
That was.
I have all those. I was around for that.
That's pretty gory too. I think that was inspired by Mars Attacks, the Dinosaurs Attacks. Anyway, I'm gonna get upstairs and I gotta work.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night too, guys. I got an early morning tomorrow morning.
All right, guys. Well, we sorry, Eric. He's been wanting us to stall, but I think we run out of.
I ran out of steam.
I even thought I'd show him a Gil Kane cover, but that might lure him. But no, I'm sure his computer is having trouble.
Yeah,
he just can't make it. So, on behalf of everybody that joined us, we thank everybody in the chat, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Wednesday night's always the happiest time. And right about now, it's the saddest time because the show must come to an end. But in the meantime, happy drawing, and we'll see you.
Take care, guys.
Bye.